Hello, everyone, and welcome to Rainmakers Weekly, week 13. It's not our 13th week, but it is the 13th week of the fantasy football season. And ironically enough, Rainmakers Weekly seems to be putting less and less emphasis on Rainmakers each week. And we cover a little bit of betting, we cover a little bit of regular fantasy, we cover a lot of Rainmakers Weekly. But this week, let's open it with a little bit of World Cup action. It comes but once every 4 years. How do you feel about how about Mexico today, Dennis?
Oh man, oh my gosh. Like that shocked me because all right, listen, we had some levels on here, okay? We had a structure to where we were going to literally just absolute crush. And if we would have known that Mexico was going to be scoring goals today, my goodness, we would have absolutely took Mexico instead of Saudi Arabia, and we would have been sitting really nice right now. we'll just say we'd be sitting really nice.
Yeah,
So
so we had a few parlays, and all most of them. How many of them? Like one maybe, right? Had Denmark and Australia and Tunisia
right,
winning. We actually got. You know how much it hurts to have gotten those two right and not walk away with a one red cent.
yes, hmm,
Yeah. I was like,
yes,
and when we do, the temptation to break down these parlays is becoming so great. Like when you get the first two right, it's like if I could have just like take that parlay and then just parlay the first two, those dogs, and then for us to have parlayed Tunisia and Australia, we'd already be laughing, and then we'd be like, we've still got this like 1,000 to 1 parlay that's gonna hit. Like we're at 25. I put $25 down, and it was like $25,000 was coming my way, and then we had Saudi Arabia. We had and then the
Poland,
under
Argentina under two and a
on
half.
Poland Argentina, the under hit, and then we would have if we had made it through all that, we would have like Spain and Belgium tomorrow, right?
That's it.
And I
Boom.
mean,
Oh,
dude,
it was wild. We'll just say
yeah,
it was wild, guys.
we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. Hey, you know what? I want to do a big shout out to Atlanta. You guys out of nowhere apparently picked us up, and you guys are listening every week. So we're gonna have to like take a trip out there, meet our fans. Um, I haven't been to Atlanta in years,
I
so
have.
thank you very much. I mean, thank you for everybody who listens. Right? We actually found out we have Hawaii listeners too.
Yep.
But
Aloha.
Atlanta, wow, like thank you guys, absolutely love you a lot, and very thankful for everybody who's listening to us. So last week, right, well, all right, let's talk about how public Thursday through Sunday was, and just, I mean, if you basically just bet all the public, if you would have bet public like you've never looked at anything before, and you're just like, I think they're going to win because they're favored. You
Right,
probably
and
won.
by public, Dennis means like the person who doesn't really look at who's supposed to win the game, versus like if you're gonna put your tinfoil hat on and say like if I am Vegas, I'm going to like rug pull and have the Dolphins blow the doors off the Texans in the first half, and then Damian Pierce was conspicuously absent, and then okay, well, it's 27-0. Can we get Damian Pierce back in here? We need a backdoor cover. We need to get this game within 15. So all the people anyway. So public means the people, the game, the players, the teams who are supposed to win won. Excuse me,
Yeah,
and not the opposite of public. Vegas is when the unexpected happens.
right. Exactly.
So
Kind of like
anyway,
what happened
Dennis,
with the
yeah,
World Cup today. So yeah. So the same exact structure. So guys, when it comes down to it, I'm just gonna let you know. I don't play public a lot. And the reason why is because the public typically does lose. Sometimes they do
They throw
win,
you a bone. Yeah.
and it's like, wow, like this was that week. And and when you go the opposite way, I mean, there's nothing you can do with that. Like, it is what it is. At that point, you're like, all right, this is happening, right? But there's always an ebb and flow to everything. There's always an ebb and flow to everything. And this week, we believe the ebb and flow begins on Thursday night. So we want to start off with Thursday night's football. It's going to be a great game, man. It's an AFC East rivalry, and it's the Patriots hosting the Bills. So they're going to be in New England on Thursday night football. New England plays great at home. I'm looking at the levels here, just looking at the lines, and this, of course, is making me choose my Rainmakers because I mean, obviously, when you go with what you see and you register and you create a game script, okay, I really like when I put my lines in and I put my lineups in, especially I create the game script that I think it's going to play out, and I read it in my mind. I write it down, not all the time, okay, but sometimes I do write it down, and I'm like, if this happens, who is going to benefit the most? And so if I could, share a piece of advice, I've been in fantasy football since 2003, and probably over the last 5 years, it really started clicking to me that, you know what, I really need to play the game script of how I think it's going to work. Obviously, you can connect that with, the public betting and structures and everything like that, and you can really place it together and be like, huh, this should happen because of XYZ. And no matter what, this player is going to get volume, whether it's, low scoring, high scoring, if he's just the guy, he's a bell cow, workhorse, whatever you want to call it. That's good information. All that's good data. So you really want to play the game script of the way you think it's going to play out, combined with information of how players actually are. So, looking at the lines specifically, we believe the Bills are in for a letdown. Period. Okay. The under, and I guess it's surprising, but honestly, I'm not going to say it's surprising because for whatever reason, they just don't give the Patriots credit. They just don't believe in Mac Jones. Like I already told you, Bailey Zappi, I believe, is the better quarterback. But with that being said, the under is on 87% of the bets. 87% is under 43.5. Now, last week was very public. I think this is where things are going to start turning around. And I think that everybody who's going to be on the Bills is going to be sadly mistaken. I believe it's going to go over. And for the value play here, I like the plus 187, or actually it's plus 160 now, for the Patriots. 79% of the bets are on Bills. 21% is on the Patriots. Plus 5.5, no matter if it's 77-23, that doesn't really matter. Plus 5.5 is going to be good. So if you don't want to, you don't want to play with the Patriots actually winning, you just rather just take the spread. I believe it's going to be over 43.5. I believe the Patriots are going to win. Bills are going to be trying to play catch up, and they're not going to do it. It's going to happen. Patriots are going to win. It's going to shake up the entire AFC East, and all things good. So that's the way I feel. So going into that, we're going to go to. Actually, this is going to be an unexpected lineup because most are going to start. Josh Allen is the captain because Josh Allen should be the captain because that's it. Like, that's the way people think. Like I told you, I believe the Patriots are going to win.
Did the Patriots get a defensive touchdown last week?
Against the Vikings?
Yeah. How'd they get to 26?
I think so.
I would see like 3 touchdowns with 1 2-point conversion.
Yeah, it was a combination. Like it was. I mean, you had Stevenson,
He didn't get anything.
and you had Mac Jones like passing the ball. Like
Jones got
absolutely.
2 touchdowns.
Yep.
Stevenson and Damian Harris got 0. No one got a rushing touchdown. And then
All that
receiving,
changes.
Hunter Henry got one finally,
Yeah.
and Nelson
Yep.
Aguilar got one. But dude, Mac Jones, he was cutting it loose
Yeah,
against
he
the
was.
Vikings, dude. What? Where'd that
He
come
was.
from? So is he going to
The
do that
game
again? I
script
mean,
changed.
are we captaining him or what? I mean, actually, Damian Harris is out, so I like
Stevenson.
Ramondre
That's
Stevenson. I like him
yep.
very much in this. I
Yep.
think he's going to have another week 5 type of game. 25 carries, 161 yards,
2 touchdowns.
but maybe he had
Probably a
0
receiving
touchdowns in
probably
that
receiving and a
game. But
running.
yeah, against Cleveland, he had 19 for 76 and 2. But man,
Man,
Ramondre Stevenson can ball out. I like
he
him.
can.
I like Chubb. Zamir White, guys, remember that name. If Josh Jacobs ever gets hurt, Zamir White is the next Nick Chubb. This guy's insane.
Zamir
And
White.
he's not on anybody's radar, man. He popped off the screen at me. But
Wow.
Raiders.
Hey, you know what? Here's the deal. Like Josh Jacobs typically likes to miss a couple games, just because it
Mm-hmm.
just happens, right? Now, granted, he crushed it last week. There's no denying.
Mm-hmm.
He went absolute just insane. But you're absolutely right. The thing is he's always got an ankle or like it's always like his foot or his ankle. It's something like that always, and
Mm-hmm.
somehow he just plays through it. But sometimes, I mean, you're absolutely right, man. You said Zamir White, right?
Yep.
Mm.
He's got a Rainmaker as well, and
Does
it's
he?
cheap. Yeah, I
Hey,
snapped up a
now
couple of them. But maybe
I'll
that's not for
definitely do
this
that as
week. If
well.
you start hearing Josh Jacobs calf, Josh Jacobs groin, Josh Jacobs hamstring, Josh Jacobs, is Q or a D or an O, start looking at this kid. Take a flyer on him.
Zamir
Yeah,
White.
we'll leave it at that. Anyway, back to Buffalo, New England. What's our
Yeah,
lineup looking like, Dennis?
Buffalo, New England. All right, so I'm gonna take Stevenson as the captain,
You're
and
still sharing your
then
screen, Dennis, and you were on StatMuse, by the way. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at Stephon Diggs.
hold on. No,
And for
I've got
those of you
yeah.
listening,
Yeah,
don't even worry about it. Okay, we
right
we
here.
have a YouTube thing, but it's not.
Yeah, it's we're mostly known
This
for the podcast for the
this is a
audio,
podcast first and foremost, especially in Atlanta.
especially in Atlanta. That's exactly right.
I looked at the
So
analytics. I was like, what? Okay, cool.
what?
Yeah, let's make it happen.
Exactly. So we got Stevenson as the captain, because no matter what the game script is, and again, we believe New England's going to win. Not just cover, but they're going to win. They're going to get the W, with the over, because obviously if New England wins, Buffalo's going to score no matter what. If they come back and it's good. This is good. This is just a high scoring game. It's going to be a great Thursday night football high scoring game. Amazon Prime needs it. The NFL needs it. It makes sense. Okay. So Stevenson is the captain. Um, Here's somebody. Parker. Devontae Parker.
Devontae, is he healthy for once?
He's healthy. And if you go to his stat muse, okay, and for those who don't know, we're going to just drop some more information here. Stat muse is actually a really good way to look at, who's who and what do they do against, whatever. So Devontae Parker versus the Bills, okay?
Oh, you're
So
still
he's
on
played them.
Stephon Diggs. You're still sharing that screen. Sorry, you never got
Are
off
you
of it.
sure? Because I'm seeing
Yep.
it right here.
I
It's
mean,
showing
I'm
Devontae Parker.
okay. I see Dennis Kosicki's screen, and it's StatMuse. It's red top. Switch tabs, like change,
Let me change my tab real quick.
or maybe stop just in case. Stop sharing real quick, and then start sharing again.
Okay. Stop sharing
Mm-hmm.
and share again. Okay. We're on Devontae Parker versus the Bills.
Boom. There it is. Okay.
We're on DraftKings again.
Yep.
All right,
Perfect.
perfect. So, all right, so we're going to go to Devontae Parker versus the Bills. Okay.
Oh, it still
Now,
shows him as
this
a
is
Dolphin. That's nice.
right. This is the first time that he's played them as a Patriot.
Ah.
He has absolutely dominated
Uh-oh.
in target share. So, as a Dolphin against them. Okay. One touchdown, one touchdown. Like, he gets touchdowns, but look at this: 14 targets. And again, I know it's Miami. I get that. Okay. But here's the deal: Bill Belichick knows this. And if he's going to be catching these balls, 8 for 11, 5 for 9s, maybe 7 for 14, probably not the best, but look at the receiving yards, right? I think,
116.
I think that Devontae Parker actually has a really good game here. And here's the reason why. Jacoby Myers is still limited, and they're going to need somebody to just go nuts, okay? So I think, a lot of people aren't going to have him. I actually picked him up earlier, and I got the number 1 for like $16. It made sense. I like him. I think Devontae Parker against that Bills defense is going to have a field day. So
And
like I said, Jacoby Myers is questionable. He
if
may
y'all do
play, but he
player,
may be limited.
yeah, if y'all do player props and Devontae Parker's receiving yards over under is like in the low 50s or 40s or even below that, I'm
Mm,
not saying to do it, but I'm saying is that I might consider, you know, throwing something in there.
absolutely. Hey, entertainment
He,
purposes only, guys. We're entertainment purposes
yeah,
only. Obviously you can, listen, and if you're like, you know what, maybe we want to go ahead and do that as well. Just showing you what, uh, the lineups that we're looking at. Um, I think it's got a good chance. I think Devontae Parker has a good chance to welcome himself as a Patriot against the Bills, considering he does really well against the Bills as a Dolphin. So,
and that's probably one of those stats that whoever's calling the game is going to pop up with after your fantasy lineup's already locked and you wouldn't otherwise know it unless you've been watching Rainmakers Weekly, of course. So
there
if
you
it
go.
works out, you're welcome. If it doesn't work out, don't look at me, man. I'm just telling you what I
Exactly. Now,
did.
knowing that it's going to go over, you have to have the Bills on here. And if you're going to have the Bills on here, you must have Josh
And I have
Allen.
Stephon
There's
Diggs.
no
Oh,
way
yeah, him
around
too.
there. And you got to have Stephon Diggs. It is what it is. Put him in
The Bills
there.
don't have a running game, so
Diggs,
don't worry about that.
correct.
It's pretty much a crapshoot
Diggs,
between Diggs, Gabriel Davis, or Isaiah McKenzie at this point. McKenzie had his day last week, I think.
McKenzie.
So
My goodness, yes.
we're
Yeah,
safe from him. I think we're due
correct.
for a Gabe Davis or Stephon Diggs. So roll the dice as you will.
Absolutely. Yep. I think Diggs typically eats a lot versus New England. He has great games. Like he just does great. So that's not going to change. Allen, Diggs, Parker, but Stevenson is the captain. That's my lineup. I believe that lineup is going to absolutely crush. I think it's going to eat. Nobody's going to have Parker, and he's going to have a game. Welcome into the New England Patriots, and hell, I'm pretty confident he's going to get 1 touchdown. He'll probably have over 100 receiving yards, 5 or 6, maybe 7 receptions, something like that. I think he's going to have a really good game. So good enough for me to go ahead and put him in the lineup. And like I said, it's going over. Everybody's on the under. The game's going to go over. There's going to be a lot of offense. Hell, we may hit the over by third quarter.
Okay.
That's
And with
yeah.
that said, just leave that screen up for a minute,
Hmm.
because I'm just gonna base mine off of what you have on the screen.
Okay.
So there we go. Okay. I do like Ramondre Stevenson, like I said. I think I'm going to captain. A lot of
Got it.
weirdness. I feel a lot of offense, like Dennis said, and some weirdness happening in this game. And
Mm,
I am feeling like I should captain Mac Jones. Who?
Hey now, Mac
Yeah.
Jones. Okay. Now I don't have any of Mac Jones.
Just in
But yeah,
case he lets it rip.
I feel that. I
Um,
feel that.
I, then second guy. All right, both the quarterbacks, they have to distribute the ball. They're both going to ball out. Okay, so if I can do Mac Jones in the captain, and you know what? No, Josh Allen in the captain,
Josh Allen and the captain.
because Buffalo doesn't have a running game. So I think Josh Allen is they're so Josh Allen dependent. He's going to have to run and pass, and a when you have a more run heavy when you're captaining, you're trying to get that 1.5 multiplier, right? And when you
Mm-hmm.
have a run heavy quarterback, his points are worth more as a runner. In traditional fantasy, you get 4 points for 100 passing yards, 10 points for 100 rushing yards, right? That's why Justin Fields is just out there making it rain.
Making it
So
rain.
I'm going to
Yep.
take the run heavy quarterback, maximize with those. The run heavy quarterback with no running game, Josh Allen and the captain. I'm going to do Mac Jones in the number 2 spot.
Okay.
In the number 3 spot, God, I want to put Ramondre Stevenson in there.
You got to, man.
Uh,
He's.
I
I
think
mean,
I'm.
he's gonna have the rock all day.
I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then I know this. Ooh, God, the the real like the gambler in me or whatever wants to
Yeah.
say that Josh Allen is going to like weirdly spread the ball around in a way where none of his receivers have a elite performance this week.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Gabe Davis gets 4 touchdowns, or
Sure.
Diggs does, or something like that. But for the last spot, I like a New England defensive player. I think a pick six is going to happen, and that's my like crazy whimsical thing. And then I would make another lineup with, um, maybe Jones, Parker,
Mm-hmm.
Stevenson. Damn, I want to work Hunter Henry in there too. Um,
Yeah, he's been
maybe
showing up.
Allen. No, so Nick's Mac. So I'll rip Mac Jones out of there for Allen. He'll be my bill, and then I'll do Josh Allen,
Captain.
Ramondre Stevenson,
Mm-hmm.
Devontae Parker, Hunter Henry.
Like it.
How's the weather up there tomorrow? That's a thing we have overlooked.
Mm, probably cold as hell.
Yeah. So like, yeah,
Uh,
once you get to late November in New England, I
yeah.
mean, you're just kind of leaving yourself open for craziness. And I would not be at all surprised if if Bill Belichick pulls out the running backs and tight ends lineup in 12 game script, you know?
High wind warning. Let
There
me
you
see
go.
something. Hold
You
on.
know what
Let's
else?
see.
You know what else Bill Belichick might do?
Mm-hmm.
Pass 3 times. New England might throw 3 passes.
Yeah. Patriot. Okay.
They did it.
Weather.
They did
Patriots.
it last
Bills. I'm
year.
looking right here. Wild weather for Thursday.
Yeah, here we go.
Patriots Bills forecast features wild weather for Thursday.
This screams Patriots win. This screams
Absolutely,
Patriots
it
win
does. For sure.
because the Bills don't have a running game. They traded who they trade Naheem Hines for like the same type of guy. They they basically have like 2 Kareem Hunts or maybe 3. I don't know, but they need a Chubb. They need to go get like
That's the
a
reason why they
Josh
want the under.
Jacobs.
That's the reason why they
Yeah.
want the under. It's not going to happen. It's going to go over. The people are
Yeah.
going to be like, "Oh, the weather. Oh, I get it." 10 to 15 mile an hour winds with gusts of 25 to 30 around kickoff time. Wind chills makes it feel like 26 to 28. Okay. Stevenson is absolutely the captain for sure.
Yeah.
Josh Allen can run. You got to have him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? That right there tells me that maybe, man, I don't know about Devontae Parker now. That may change it a little bit. That may
Yeah, I
change
might
a
have to
little bit.
save him for a dome game.
Right. Yep.
Or a trip to Miami.
That may actually that right there. So here's the deal. It's not going to be Gabe Davis, and the reason why is Gabe Davis is he's a burner, right? Stephon Diggs is the more quick, fast, get you 10, 12 yards, right there down the field.
He's done Cole Beasley stuff since Cole Beasley left.
Correct, exactly. And Gabe Davis is the I'm all the way downfield, wide open, throw it to me. That's not going to happen this game.
Mm-mm.
So that actually tells me, you know what? I'm actually going to pull Devontae Parker out of there in my lineup, and I will put definitely not a kicker. Don't like that at all.
Call me crazy,
Knox.
but you ever heard of Dawson? Oh, okay.
Knox.
Yeah, we're on the exact same page. I was like, dude, just tight ends.
Knox.
Just put the tight ends in there.
Off. Yep.
I was like, Knox. that's absolutely the answer. It's not going to be a running back. It's not going to be a wide receiver. Hang on to your hats.
Yep. Dawson Knox.
Let me look.
This is going to be his game. You got it. Yeah, that's it, man. So Dawson Knox. So you know what? I actually really like this line. Josh Allen, quiet, Hunter Henry, Stevenson, and Dawson Knox. He has been quiet.
Dawson Knox has been quiet. He's got 4 straight weeks, no touchdowns.
Yep. Patriots are susceptible against the tight end, and for the fact that that's gonna, it's gonna be a lot of dump offs, a little quick, quick 10. Here's the deal: 10 to 12 yards. It doesn't matter what the wind is because it's not really affected. This is the reason why tight ends and digs will actually make sense here. I actually like Stevenson, Allen, Knox, and Diggs. That's what I actually like that. I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. So, but I do believe Stevenson is actually going to be the captain. So yeah. So I'm gonna change this right now.
I could see Bill Belichick pulling some shit like he did last year.
Absolutely.
Do you remember that game? It was the last. It was going to be like windy weather like this, and it was the last week of the regular fantasy season, and I needed to win to get. Funnily enough, I needed a win to get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I benched Devontae Parker for somebody at the last second. And then I benched my other tight end and I started Hunter Henry. And Mac Jones threw 3 passes and it cost me. I missed the playoffs because New England threw 3 passes in that game when I thought they were going to be throwing short passes. And I was like, oh, it's going to the tight end. And Bill Belichick was like, nope.
Wow.
So, Alan, you're missing Knox.
I put him in the other one. I've got Henry in one. I've got Knox in the other.
Okay.
Stevenson is the captain in both. I think that he's going to get the rock a ton. I do, believe New England's going to win it. So Stevenson's going to have that ball in his hand a lot. Runs, short dump off passes. It could be Henry that also gets dump off passes as well. But I actually like the Dawson Knox here because Allen and Knox, they actually have a good connection, and Knox should absolutely have more than what he has right now. He's a great receiver. He's a great tight end. So, and Stephon Diggs, he's gonna get his regardless. Like that's just what he does, and I don't think you can't not put him in there. You ain't got to worry about Gabe Davis this game. Again, he's a burner, so he goes all the way. He'll go down 25, 30 yards down the field and catch the ball and run in for burn him for a touchdown. That's not going to happen this game. I do believe the game goes over, but that's not going to happen this game. Okay. So I believe we're good on the Buffalo New England. I'm glad we talked that out and we looked at the weather. That's a real thing. And that makes sense why so much is on the under because of conditions. But here's the deal. It's going to go over because of conditions. So, and New England's going to walk away with a win. That's what's going to happen, man. That's the way it works. So, okay. Let's go ahead and go to our main Sunday slate. What are you thinking for Sunday, Tom?
Devin Singletary seems to have more targets in the last 4 games than any other Buffalo running back. If you like the idea of Josh Allen catching running backs in the flats and them doing something with it, then maybe look at Singletary. I don't know. Cook's new.
Sure.
They just traded for Nyheim Hines. Who knows? If you're gonna roll the dice on a running back, then roll those dice.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to advise on Buffalo running backs because they haven't really done too much.
It's like
tell you what, man. Singletary's done all right in week 10 and 11. James Cook, nope. Nyheim Hines, nope. Yeah, Singletary is pretty much the only show in town. If you want to take a flyer, I will call it that, on a fantasy relevant Buffalo running back. With that said, moving on, because it is 11:01 over here in Eastern time.
Moving on.
Sunday
slate.
I like Kansas City, Cincinnati for fireworks.
Yeah, buddy.
I see Joe Burrow having a slightly better week than Patrick Mahomes statistically from a fantasy passer standpoint. I think this Pacheco kid is going to cut into Mahomes's. He's not going to have to be passing as much because the Chiefs really. If we want to talk about flashy teams that haven't really had a running game, Buffalo and Kansas City's right up there. They've had Clyde Edwards-Helaire has been can we call him a disappointment? But this Pacheco kid's coming in, and they finally made him a rainmaker. Thank the Lord. I like this kid. Watch him play. If you haven't watched a Chiefs game, if you haven't watched Pacheco, and
he's pretty special, man. He's got some moves.
Yeah, and if Kadarius Toney is healthy for once in his life, if you can watch Pacheco and people are going to learn these names, dude, when the playoffs come around, and Isaiah Pacheco and Kadarius Toney start slicing through, insert defense here, you're going to know. So, anyway, I see, obviously, Mahomes is going to go to Kelsey. I see him going to Juju now, back from the injury, because Juju was kind of weak last week.
Sure.
Tony was out. I thought Juju was going to go off in Tony's absence. That was not the case. He went to MVS, which is like the trash can drill in Madden at this point.
Oh man, so bad. He drops everything.
I used to curse Aaron Rodgers for not throwing to MVS more because he would have like one crazy game where he'd go off. He's like the Sammy Watkins of the whatever. But he'd have this one game where he goes off and then you pick him up and you start him for 4 more weeks and he doesn't do anything or he drops big passes or something like that. Yeah. And you're like, come on, man. So, but I see him on the Chiefs and I'm like, okay, it's him. It's not Aaron Rodgers being Aaron Rodgers. So, anyway, with that said, I think Joe Burrow he hits Samaje Perine, whatever you want to call him. He hits Samaje in the flats. He can hit maybe a little running with Joe Mixon. Where is this game? Cincinnati, in
It's
Cincinnati.
in
So it's gonna be
Cincinnati.
pretty
Hmm.
cold there too.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I see him hitting them in the flats. I mean, Higgins is back. Boyd is back. Is Jamar Chase back this week?
He's questionable. He was limited
He's
in
gonna
practice
go.
today.
He's gonna
Yeah,
go.
you think so?
So, dude, Jamar Chase, first game back against the Chiefs, and Joe Burrow is the type of dude to hit running backs in the flats rather than hand off to them. And Joe Burrow can sneak around and he can run a little bit when he needs to too. So I see Joe Burrow having a slight edge in fantasy points over Mahomes, but I mean,
Look at
Chiefs
what
could
they
get the
did.
win. Flip a
Look
coin.
what they did last year. 11 for 12, 266 receiving yards, 3 touchdowns.
I rest my case.
Crazy. Crazy.
And while I rest that
Insane.
case, yeah, let me I'm gonna grab a charger. You know what? Never mind. It's right here. I got a new MacBook.
Man, if Chase plays, and we'll know because if he practices Friday, he's probably going to play. Okay, he was
Yeah.
limited. He was limited participation today, but if he practices Friday, then he's going to play. And Chase burned the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
And if you remember, the Chiefs will dare you to pass.
Yep.
Well, Burrow's going to pass. So, with that being said, are you thinking because Chase is no longer a superstar, which is
Oh, don't you love how that works?
love it, love it.
Your boy gets injured.
In my mind, Chase is absolutely a superstar, but in Rainmakers, it's dropped off. How could you not have him on there?
Hey, I'm thanking him. I'm thanking him for not having him on there. So
Right.
I'll take it.
So, do you do Chase and you do Higgins?
I don't know.
I mean, they're ranked 32nd. They're the worst. I mean, and listen, all right, let's look at the lines. Let's just see because this does play. This does play for those who understand it. Chiefs Bengals right now. Over 51 is 78%. I don't even care. This game is probably gonna it's absolute fireworks. That's probably gonna happen. And 57% is on Bengals plus 2.5, 63%. So this 63-37 is pretty much even. 57-43 is even. The only thing that's possibly sticking out is the over, but there's only 7,300 plus bets on here right now, so there's not enough to really shake a stick at. I think the game goes over. I think the Bengals handle business. The Chiefs can't stop the pass. I mean, I can't see it going any other way. So that's, yeah. I actually really like this, man. So are you thinking Burrow, Chase, Higgins? Or
I don't know.
Are we thinking?
What's up with Mixon?
Look at this. Oh, I don't know. Let's look. Let's see.
Is he healthy?
How's Mixon doing?
I'm more interested in him.
Limited in Wednesday.
Than another receiver. So are we going P. Ryan again?
Oh, he's got to progress through the NFL's concussion protocols, but barring any setbacks in the coming days, he appears poised to return to. Yeah, he's going to play.
He's going.
He'll play.
Okay.
He'll play. So absolutely, you got to put Mixon in there. So let's go Mixon versus Chiefs.
Yep, very much over two receivers. I'll take Mixon plus receiver.
Yep.
I'm not gonna say no brainer, but
Right. Yeah, I mean, I'm good with that. Okay, so you're thinking Mixon? See, now he doesn't really do good against the Chiefs. I don't know if you're seeing that.
Then leave him. I tell you what, leave him out because you know what? There's enough Chiefs to go around. Put Pacheco in there and put Can we put Mahomes? Do we have a superstar yet? Burrow.
Yep.
So no Mahomes, right? We put Kelsey in there.
So Kelsey,
Pacheco, Chase, Kelsey, Burrow.
Kelsey versus Bengals. I was looking at this earlier.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Did he eat
Seven
last
five
week?
seven. And I
The
believe
most
he ate
recent
last
one.
week.
Hmm. Who's their other tight end? This is where I start getting weird. So
Oh
maybe
man.
don't let me go down this rabbit hole. But
Yeah.
you know what? How about Juju? How about Juju?
Okay. Well,
Juju
Juju.
was in their division.
Yep. Schuster versus. Oh no! Wait a minute. Oh
Bengals.
yeah, Schuster versus Bengals. That's right.
He was a
That's
Steeler,
right.
so he knows them. You know.
Yep.
He was like, bro, I seen these mother twice a year, at least.
Absolutely. All right.
Maybe
So
see him
let's
again in
see
the
here.
playoffs. Playoffs?
When playoffs.
Playoffs?
um, 10 targets, 4, 13, 6, 4. He could. Yeah, he could have a good game.
And he's never had Mahomes throwing to him.
True.
So these are Roethlisberger to Juju stats.
Right. Right.
So slap a turbo on this thing. I'm very comfortable rolling the dice on Juju.
Okay.
And then I would flex, um, dude.
You got to have somebody from a different game now.
Oh shit! This isn't. Sorry, man. I've been in showdown mode. Man, get Pacheco out
No.
of there.
Okay.
Okay, get Pacheco out of there. Let's Burrow, Chase. I don't know about Juju. I don't know. Who's Derrick Henry
Yeah.
playing against? Who's Derrick Henry
Derrick
playing?
Henry's a superstar. He's playing
Fuck.
against Philly. Philly can't stop the run.
We'll put him in, and then take Burrow out.
Okay.
I can't not have Henry.
I hear that. I hear it. I
Jesus.
know.
What am I doing, man? What am I doing?
I don't
Okay.
know. I'm
Let me
following you. I'm
harness
with
the
you.
chi.
I'm gonna tell you
All
what mine
right.
is. Once you get yours in here.
Quarterback. Let me look at the freaking games real quick. Okay. No, I don't know if I don't think I want to do Justin Fields. Like he's coming back. Who are they playing? Green Bay? Is
Yep.
this Thursday through Monday?
Nope.
Or is
This is just
this
Sunday.
just the Sunday games?
Just Sunday.
Okay. Okay. So we got Colts Cowboys. Do not want either quarterback. Bills Patriots. We've been over that. Let's see if there's something different out there. Steelers Falcons. I tell you what. I'm sorry, Atlanta. But you know what? No. I don't know. Denver's got a real defense. I like Lamar for a bounce back, but maybe he'll just have like a mediocre week. The Steelers. Kenny Pickett is starting to air it out, but I don't think it's quite time yet. Does Aaron Rodgers make it rain at the Bears? Let's see, Jags, Lions. Is Deshaun Watson back?
Yes.
Are you feeling crazy? Do you want to put Deshaun Watson in?
And Deshaun Watson against Houston.
Yep.
Man, you know he's gonna want to go. You know he's gonna just. Oh my gosh. I'm sure
I
he's gonna
would.
go
If I
off.
was Deshaun Watson, I'd be like, hold my beer.
Yeah. Pure
Y'all want to?
revenge.
I asked to get out of Houston. Y'all start drumming up sexual assault charges. Look, guys, I don't know.
First,
I don't know.
first,
I don't
first
know what
game back.
happened.
I don't know.
All
I
I
don't
know
know.
is it's pretty weird when allegations start flying around the moment he wants out of Houston, and when no one said a peep for years. I don't know if all the masseuses are Texans fans and they were willing to keep quiet as long as he stayed on the team, or the team just
I don't
drummed
know.
something up, or maybe it was just a coincidence. So anyway, he's back, ladies and gents, and I'm gonna take Deshaun Watson.
Okay, Deshaun Watson. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Put Deshaun
Ooh,
Watson in there.
rare. Hiller. And then wide receiver, tight end. What's up?
I have my moisturizer on the floor.
Oh, yeah. The producer needs her moisturizer.
Oh,
All right, Sunday. How do you like Kittle for a tight end?
Kittle against Miami.
Miami.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. If you now, for those of you who are feeling crazy, Mike Gesicki was the first name that popped into my head before I looked down and saw they're playing the 49ers. Like when I just looked at that matchup, I saw Dolphins Niners and I thought Mike Gesicki before I thought Kittle. But Kittle is the bigger name, so I'm
Now
gonna go with
if
him.
you wanted to, because this is an optional. You can either do a wide receiver or a tight end here.
Um,
So you don't need a tight end unless you want one.
what's up with Mike Williams?
I think that he's still he's questionable. Let me look at him real quick.
Q.
Wednesday
He's a
practice, did not
DNP,
practice.
re-aggravated. Nah, never mind. I love me some Mike Williams, but
Yeah,
how about
well
Devontae
played.
Adams? Is he a superstar?
He is.
How about Mike Evans? I tell you what. Is Mike Evans a superstar?
No.
Get him in. I'm going to tell you why, folks. How long have the Saints? Can we stat muse this real quick? Saints.
That's on Monday. I don't think that's going to play.
Oh, okay.
Yep. That's not going to work.
All right. Let me receiver shop real quick. Tyreek's a superstar. Debo's a superstar, right?
No. He's not.
To Tyreek.
Tyreek is definitely a superstar. Oh yeah.
Now, this is taking longer than I wanted it to take, but I have to, guys. I can't.
Debo is dealing with a quad issue. No,
I'd
thank
be doing
you.
y'all a disservice if I didn't dig deep into the recesses. Oh, look who's due for a touchdown. Look who is due for a big, fat, juicy, double-digit fantasy performance at the Rams in SoFi Stadium. Nice warm weather, nice turf, nice roof over his head. He's going to have a fluorescent green binky in his mouth. And he's going to go. He's probably going to get targeted like over 10 times. He'll have close to 10 receptions. He'll do a buck, maybe a buck 20, and he's going to get a touchdown. His name's DK Metcalf.
Mm-hmm.
I see DK Metcalf having a big day.
Like
the
that.
Rams, dude, the Rams are throwing in the towel. Cooper Kupp's gone. They're kicking the tires on Kyren Williams, who, if y'all are hurting in like a regular 12-man league and Kyren Williams is still on the waiver wire, get him. If y'all need a running back, if you have like a banged up running back room or something like that, Kyren Williams, rookie, Notre Dame. I think I probably said his name on here about as much as I've said Isaiah Pacheco's name. I like him okay, but he's there. He's getting work. So he's doing better than Cam Akers. Darrell Henderson's gone. I don't even know what the hell's going on. Is Malcolm Brown still there? Or did the Rams sign like Frank Gore? Who the hell knows what's going on? But anyway,
right.
Kyren Williams, if you're hurting for running backs, look there. We're not putting him in our Rainmakers lineup. I don't even know if he has a Rainmaker yet, but that's that. And
you need one more.
Yeah, DK Metcalf. And for my flex, Jets Vikings. How's the Vikings run D? Oh, you know what? I can tell you.
I think they're like standard. They're nothing crazy with them.
They give up. Oh, they're middle of the pack.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, they're middle of the pack.
Let's see. Ravens. I like Ravens running backs. I like Gus Edwards, but Denver's got a real defense, man.
Run defense, yeah.
Denver's got a real defense. I'll tell you what. You know what? I'm going to say this. Seattle scores a lot, and they let other teams score a lot, and they're not great against the run. I know. I literally just said like a minute and a half ago, I'm not putting him in my Rainmakers lineup, but if you can find Kyron Williams, come on.
I don't think he's got a Rainmaker yet. He doesn't have a He doesn't
Try.
have a Rainmaker
There's
yet.
too many Williams, dude. Try KYREN.
Yeah.
Nope. Okay,
He doesn't
never
have
mind.
one yet.
Damn. Can we do Kenneth Walker?
Yeah. There you go.
That's too many Seahawks, but I don't know, man.
I mean, Kenneth
Yeah.
Walker is probably going to have. I mean, he's a star of the offense.
Yeah.
So
I'll go ahead and do that.
So you're
I'll
going
go ahead and do
Watson,
that.
Henry, Jamar Chase, DK Metcalf, and Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, because Cowboys are Sunday night, right?
Sunday night. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
so no Tony Pollard. Yeah, I feel like I got my legs cut out. Boy, I was fishing. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
It's all right.
Didn't mean to take 15 minutes setting a lineup. But so who'd we end up with?
All right, so we got Watson, we got Henry,
Mm-hmm.
we got DK Metcalf,
Mm-hmm.
Kenneth Walker, and Jamar Chase.
It's weird.
Which can be
It's
can be replaced with Higgins if Chase doesn't play. To be clear.
Right, but that's like one of those weird lineups that doesn't sound like it'll do anything.
Mm-hmm.
But those are the ones, man. How many times y'all been on that Rainmakers board, looked at the first place guy, and been like, who puts those people in? Like,
Right.
2 Seahawks? Why would you even do that? But yeah, that's how I'm feeling.
Here's where I'm going. Here's where I'm going. Where are you? Give me a second. Let me find him. There he is. Trevor Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor Lawrence against Detroit.
He's starting to feel it. They're a horrible pass defense. For those of you just listening, they are 32nd against quarterbacks. They are dead last.
And Trevor Lawrence is coming off a big game where he won at the very end. They went for 2 against the Ravens. And, I mean, this is in the Dome. This is in Detroit, which is a very fast field. We've said this many times. I think Trevor Lawrence, I think that's going to be a high-scoring affair. I think it's going to be a great game. I really like Trevor Lawrence here. I like Jared Goff too, so I like them both. I really do like them both.
I don't like Jared Goff just in general, but yeah, I digress.
Running back, not 100% sure yet. Okay, I know obviously Henry, and I get that, but we're going to come back to that. Here's something that I'm definitely going to go with. I'm going to go with AJ Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Devontae Smith. First, I'm a Devontae Smith fan. Okay. However, he is ailing bad right now. His hamstring, his knee, his hip, like, dude is not feeling great, right? So AJ Brown is completely 100% healthy. He's going to have one of those 2 to 3 touchdown games. It's just the way it's going to work. It's going to be great. Okay. With the levels, apparently the Eagles are going to blow out the Titans. I don't see that happening, but
Apparently.
and again, we're going to look at it on Sunday again. But I think AJ Brown goes absolute just hammers. Okay. Definitely Chase or Higgins. So if Chase plays, it's going to be Chase. It's going to be Chase. It's going to be Chase. If he doesn't play, pop in Higgins in there, switch him out, make it happen. All right. So we have Trevor Lawrence. Now, this is where I'm questionable because it's either going to be Christian Kirk or on the other side, In fact, you know what? I think it is going to be on the other side. I'm going to
Zay
go
Jones.
with Amon St. Brown. I'm going to go with Amon
Oh,
St. Brown on
that other
Detroit.
side.
Yeah.
I thought you
Uh,
meant the Jacksonville receiver on the other side of the field, not
and
the
here's the reason why.
yeah.
Here's the reason why I'm going to go with Amon St. Brown here. Um, Jamison Williams, and if you don't know who he is, okay, he is going to be playing very soon. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to be playing very soon. Um, at some point, he's going to take over the number 1 spot, and Amon St. Brown, which is a great receiver, is going to be the number 2. It's just it is what it is. Okay. So St. Brown needs to go ahead and get his money in now, because he is a great receiver. Okay. I believe that he's going to have a great game. So I'm going to put Amon St. Brown here. And then for the running back, well, that leaves me a superstar. I mean, I have to go with Derrick Henry. I didn't realize I was going to have a superstar available for the running back. So I've got to go either Derrick Henry or Nick Chubb.
Ooh, who's
And you know what? Well, they're playing Houston, and Houston has a porous run defense. So,
that's right.
Either Nick Chubb or Derrick Henry. Something tells me that Derrick Henry doesn't have. Man, I don't know, man.
It's too perfect.
It's too perfect. He may be in for a letdown. You're right. It's too perfect. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go a little different here. I'm actually gonna go with Nick Chubb here.
There you go. I love Nick Chubb.
Sure am. Yep, I sure am. Because number 1, he catches just like whatchamacallit?
Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt. But I think him with Deshaun Watson are going to have a great connection. I think this is just a bond that's just going to bud, and it's going to work well. All right. Jacoby Brissett, great quarterback, and I hope that he finds a place to go, because I think that he really does need to be given not just hey, be here for a little bit and then somebody else is going to replace him. He's never really had well, I guess when he was with the Colts, but and again, the offensive line was terrible. So I don't think he's really got the chance to do what he can do. So anyway, back to that. We'll say Trevor Lawrence for the quarterback, Nick Chubb, A.J. Brown, Jamar Chase, Amon St. Brown. Love this lineup. That's going to be my lineup. Just submitted it. We're good. All right. So we talked through all that and discussed what makes sense. Why do we think this and that? Let's go ahead and go to the Sunday night game. And the Sunday night game, we have Colts, or the Cowboys are actually hosting the Colts. Am I correct?
Yeah, I think so. I'll
Okay,
double check in a minute. But quick side note, guys, on Trevor Lawrence, he may have to pass a little more. Again, I mean, Jermichael Hasty's obviously holding it down, but Travis Etienne, is it Trevor or Travis?
Travis.
The older brother, who is not at the University of Florida. One's Trevor, one's Travis. And I think it kills everybody in the area because they keep calling each brother the wrong name. But, Etienne's not 100%. So... Jermichael Hasty's doing okay, but Trevor, this game is going to be settled on the arm of Trevor Lawrence, and if they were going to put him in Detroit, then hey, man, so be it.
That's it. That's right. All right, so Colts Cowboys. I'm going to let you know how I believe it's going to play out in Dallas. All right, 97%. Now again, there's only 4,000 bets right now. 97% of the bets, it is still way early, is on the over 44.5.
Yeah, take anything we say about Sunday on with a gigantic grain of salt.
Yeah, you gotta have a major curve there.
We can see tomorrow, but this shit's foggy. We start getting into Sunday night, Monday. We don't know what the fuck's going on yet.
Yeah, it turns into 75, 80,000, sometimes more.
We getting the crystal ball out right now.
Actually, 100. Hey, Green Bay and Philly, which boy, did we call that game? We weren't on air.
Ooh.
We
Oh
didn't we
yeah.
didn't announce it, but we literally called that game from start all the way through. And yeah, we should have.
It was
I can't
mainly
remember.
Dennis.
We should have covered that. We should have
And
covered
there
that.
was, yeah, there was like some ambiguity in this somewhere in the second half, but you called like what the halftime score was going to be. Actually, you actually
Yeah.
called him missing an extra point. You called the Eagles kicker missing an extra point. You're like, oh well, he's going to miss an extra
I
point. I'm
did,
like,
and when it
and
happened, I
then
was like,
they
Tom,
go up like
look what just
13, and the
happened.
second extra point is like, but it didn't. And I was like, Dennis, what the?
Yeah, yeah. I know
Yeah,
you had to be watching TV and be like, I I know how. And it was
yeah.
because it was well, obviously, apparently, in the grand scheme of things, it didn't matter, but it sure looked like it mattered at the time, didn't it? Over
Yeah, I think the
13 and a
over
half,
for
and they got
the
13. Yeah, yeah.
yeah
For the first half.
it wasn't the start, but the live over at one point was 23 and a
Hmm.
half for the first half. I think it must have opened at like 25 and a half or something like that. Whatever they
Right.
needed, 26 and a half sounds right. So yeah, 27, 14, 13.
Yep. Yep.
I don't know.
Wild.
Yeah.
That was wild. So, Colts Cowboys, 97% is currently right now. This is Wednesday night, 11:30 Eastern, 11:30 p.m. Eastern. 97% of the bets are on the over 44 and a half. And 81% is on Cowboys winning. 57.43 is, and again, that's, basically nothing, is on -2.5 +2.5. I'm sorry, no, -11 +11 for Colts Cowboys. So, given these levels and given the way the Colts played the other night, also they're on a short week. Cowboys are on a long week because they played on Thanksgiving, and they're home, and they've been home. That's important, guys. Cowboys have been home since Thanksgiving, so before Thanksgiving, okay.
Yeah.
They left Minnesota 140-3, and then they gone back to Dallas. They stayed there. They basically been there for about 2 weeks now.
They took the
So
first
they're
half off against the Giants.
super comfortable. Right. Exactly. So
They were sipping Mai Tais over there first half, and they're like, should have
right.
said 13, what is it? 20 to
Yeah.
13 or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
I
like,
guess
all
we better start trying.
we'll start trying now. Yeah. So the Colts come off now granted they were home and I get that, but they come off, so it's a short week. Okay. They go down to Dallas. They're playing terrible, period. Everyone thinks it's going to go over, or at least for right now. I believe this is an under game, and I absolutely believe Dallas blows them out of the water. They blow the doors off of them. I think that they beat them by 20, maybe more. So I think the -11 on Dallas, no matter what this structure tells me, and well, actually no, that's actually given the structure. 46-54 is nothing, and 81%. Whatever. At some point, that's going to be right. It's kind of like the Chiefs and the Rams last week, right? So, I think Dallas blows the doors off the Colts this week, and they win by about 20, easy, maybe more, and I think it's under. So I think the Colts might score 10 points, maybe. You got to remember, Dallas has one of the best defenses in the league. They don't allow points. So, with that being said, I go back to my DraftKings lineup, recognizing that if the Colts are basically going to get blown out, that's going to take them out of their run game, right? It's going to take Jonathan Taylor
Yeah,
out of the equation. So the
yeah.
only Colt you could have here, or Colts that you could have here, is Pittman and Pierce, and Pittman's probably going to be, Diggs is probably going to be on Pittman, don't you think?
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
It's either going to be Pittman or Pierce. Pierce plays more on the outside. Pittman plays more slot. What does Diggs cover? Does he cover more on the
Diggs
outside?
he takes the main receiver.
So on the outside.
Yeah. He
So
goes
he's
like
going to cover Pierce.
square on Madden.
Okay. Right, square. Yeah, exactly. All right. So Pierce, and he's not the main receiver. It's going to be Pittman, but Pittman plays the slot. So, I believe Pittman, you got to have him in there. I don't like him as a captain, but I do like him as a flex. Okay. For your captain, it's either going to be Pollard or Elliott, and in fact, you know what? I like them both. So I think I'm actually going to put Pollard as the captain, and then I'm going to put Elliott in here as well. They both can catch. They both can run. And then because it's going to be, that type of game, all right, I believe that you need to have also a defensive player in here as well for Dallas. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up a defensive, somebody defense, and basically whoever the cheapest is, because it really doesn't matter at this point.
Right. You don't have to go
where
get
we
Micah
at?
Parsons or anything to get credit for Micah
Yeah,
Parsons sacks.
here we go. Okay.
Is this? I'm trying to look. They've allowed. So the Cowboys have rushed for 1,531 yards, and they've allowed 1,451 yards. Opponent rank 22nd, 23rd, 25th. Oh, that's not what they've.
I'm gonna pick up. I'm gonna say Cowboys defense. So there's gonna be a Cowboys defense in here. So it's gonna be. I'm gonna go ahead and write this down because I gotta get this. So Pollard, Pittman, because he plays slot. Elliott, Cowboys D. When you're picking up a defense, guys, it doesn't matter if they're injured, if they're out, whatever. It doesn't matter the player. It matters the addition. The lower addition, the better, especially when you're in a showdown. So go with, the absolute lowest defensive player you can get with the lowest addition. And it doesn't matter because it's all defense. Okay. In fact, you may actually want to just take, instead of having Elliott, keep Pollard and to defense and defense for Cowboys. Because I think that they're going to sweep the floor. Matt Ryan is going to.
Matt Ryan loves to pat that ball. He loves to pat that ball. And he's probably gonna fumble. He's probably gonna throw a pick. It's gonna get ugly.
Fumble, pick. It's gonna get ugly. It's gonna get ugly, guys. So
what's
Cowboys win. 44.5, I think.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
43.5 right now. 43.5. 42.5.
So you're thinking Cowboys win like 28-10, 31-10, something like that?
Yep. Something like that. So
or like 28-13.
Yeah. And then, the Colts might try to come back or something like that to make it 28-20 to come up with a plus 11, and that's not going to happen. It won't happen. Colts, so Cowboys roll. It's going to go under. And I don't like unders, but I also know levels. So it's going to go under. Cowboys roll. The defense absolutely comes into play. Colts can't do anything. Cowboys run to run the clock out, and that's the game. That's it. So that's the way I feel it. What do you think, Tom?
So we have to have a Colt in there, huh?
Unfortunately, yes.
God. Yeah, I was going to be like, Pollard. I don't know.
And to be clear, I like the Colts, just not in this game. I like the Colts as a team. I think Jeff Saturday is going to be one hell of a coach, but
not today.
Not this game. Yeah. This game's oops.
Yeah, I would definitely go Pollard, and then I think honestly, I think Dak will probably get you more points than Zeke. Um,
Yeah,
and then
you
I
like
like
that?
Schultz. I like I don't know. Dalton Schultz kind of
Sure.
had his big game. I don't know if he's a streaky guy or if he's going to have one and then just disappear. Um, by the way, did y'all hear me last week? I do believe I said the words Dalton Schultz
You
when you
did.
were picking your tight. Who'd you did you get
I
Kelsey? And I was
wound up.
like,
No,
uh,
I
you were getting T.J. Hawkinson.
T.J. Hawkinson.
And
Yeah.
I was like, there's also Dalton Schultz. And then I was like, you know what? No, no, no. Go with your gut. Go with your gut. And Dalton Schultz
Went
made it rain.
off.
He made it
Tight
rain.
end
Two,
whisperer, guys.
he went, yeah, so that's my latest, not victim, but my latest guy, that I called it. And that's
Hmm.
four catches for 31 yards. Doesn't sound like much, unless two of those four catches are in the end zone. So
Right.
he had a pretty healthy little fantasy day. Um, yeah. So I'll go. Let me see. Let me look at this. Last 4 weeks, Cowboys receiving. Let's go with targets. Schultz, Ferguson. Yeah, dude. Schultz running away with the targets. Lamb, Gallup, Schultz. Gallup's dropping half the stuff that's thrown to him. I don't like that. CD Lamb is catching about 2/3. Gallup doesn't have a touchdown. I saw something today. James Washington isn't coming back, is he?
I don't know.
And no, never mind. Sorry, guys. His practice window just opened up. If y'all like James Washington from the Pittsburgh Steelers, he's now on the Cowboys. He's been on IR. They've opened his 21-day practice window. I mean, that is
I mean,
a.
yeah, okay, yeah, he was a great receiver for Pittsburgh, man.
He was really good. Yep.
I
Mm-hmm.
liked him over there.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why
Oh, yeah, I got somebody.
Pittsburgh. Oh yeah, dude. Pittsburgh. I don't know how they do their receivers, but if I were like a GM in the NFL, I would be just watching like what do we do with the receivers? Somebody go study Pittsburgh. What are they drafting? How are they developing them? What are they doing with these guys?
Right.
Because Pittsburgh hits on receivers, man. I mean, Antonio Brown, obviously a little nutty. Juju. Um, who's that other guy? You know, I can't think of the guy right now.
Deontay Johnson?
Now before that, like before Antonio
Oh,
Brown, like
Hines Ward.
I was, huh? Yeah, Hines
Hines Ward.
Ward. Then there was the other guy, like the taller, big play guy.
I'm trying to remember.
But anyway, point being, Steelers have had Plaxico Burris,
For
Pittsburgh. They drafted him.
that's right, and then he went to the Giants, right?
He shot himself in the leg. They washed their
Yeah.
hands, I think. He went
Hmm.
to New York and had like a little resurgence there. Anyway, Pittsburgh knows how to do wide receivers. I don't know. I don't know how
Pickens
I
is going to be great.
arrived at that.
Pickens is going to be great.
Oh yeah. So yeah, James Washington. Put him on your back burner. Put him on your watch list or whatever.
Sure.
Um,
Like
but
it.
yeah, in this game, God, if we gotta have a Colt, man, I'll tell you what. I'll take Jonathan Taylor
Okay.
because nothing. If guys go back, watch that Pittsburgh. If you can get like a condensed replay with your like an NFL membership or something, this is not an offense that can have anything happen aside from Taylor running the ball. It's like if Taylor doesn't eat first, nobody else is going to eat. They'll just have zero passing yards. Matt Ryan will have like 71 passing yards and 2 interceptions and something. If Jonathan Davis doesn't touch a ball, this is I don't know. I'd be surprised. Anyway, so I'll take Jonathan Davis for my Colt.
Okay.
Is he a superstar yet? Did they put him back?
You talking about Jonathan Taylor? No, he's no longer a superstar.
Taylor, Jonathan Davis.
Hmm.
Did I say Davis?
Hmm.
That's the lead
Yeah,
singer
yeah,
of
yeah.
Korn. So yeah, guys, forget that. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor's gonna be my Colt, and then I'll do CD, Pollard, do Pollard and the captain, CD Lamb,
So Pollard, Lamb, Jonathan Taylor.
and I tell you what, I like Schultz
I
too.
like Schultz too.
So we got what, 4 touchdowns?
4.
Let's say Pollard gets one running. Let's say Zeke steals one and he vultures one, and then the other touchdown would probably either go to CeeDee Lamb or Dalton Schultz. But Dak has to throw that, and I think Dak might have to run a little bit too because
Mm-hmm.
Yannick Ngakoue and some other guys. So I will, in my fourth slot, if he's not a superstar, I'll put Dak in there.
He's not. Okay.
Okay,
So
so
put
I'll
Dak. I
take
like that.
in the captain
Pollard.
Pollard, just in case he catches one and runs one in. I might, you know what? I might put Dak in the captain.
Okay. Dak and the captain.
Call me crazy.
And do you like Lamb or Schultz?
I think Dak can get more points than anyone he's throwing or handing off to. So I'm weirdly going to put Dak in the captain seat, and then I'm going to do Jonathan Taylor, and then I'm going to do Tony Pollard and CeeDee Lamb. I'm going to leave
There you
Schultz
go.
out of it. I'm going to say because I have Dak, he's throwing to Schultz. That's how I'm going to get my points.
Okay.
Because
Got it.
Schultz is low volume. This is a PPR, if Schultz was like a 13 catch for 60 yards, Schultz is very much a 3 catch for 60-yard guy.
I hear
Yeah,
that.
I'll have to
hear
put
that.
Dak in there, and because Dak gets rushing yards, he might roll out and just run one in through the corner of the end zone too. So, yeah, Dak captain, CD, Tony Pollard, Jonathan Taylor, and that's
Very
my
good.
guys who should score lineup.
All right. Next, we're going to go to the final game on the slate. That's going to be Monday night.
Dun dun dun
Tampa Bay
dun.
hosting New Orleans. So, Tampa Bay beat New Orleans in New Orleans. Was it
Finally,
week 1? Week 1. I think it was week 1. Week 1 or week 2?
because New Orleans has had their number since Tom Brady went to
Absolutely.
Tampa.
New Orleans has all types of problems this year. They have problems scoring. They have problems. I can't. I mean, I know, I get it. Tampa Bay had a letdown game last week with the Browns. I think they right the ship here, and I think that you're going to have a heavy dose of Mike Evans. Mike Evans is the
Agreed.
captain. Okay.
I tried to put him in the lineup earlier.
I know Lattimore and all that other stuff, but you know what, man?
Nah.
That doesn't matter.
Nah.
Mike Evans he's gonna eat him alive. So you have all right. So next we're gonna go because we do need to have a Saint in here. We're gonna go with Chris Olave. Next we're gonna go with.
How's Fournette doing? Is he healthy?
Maybe White.
I
think Fournette's still hurting. Yeah.
He is.
Let me see.
Yeah, I mean he sat against the Browns, so have a chance to return. But Rachaad White's been doing well enough that they can ease. They need playoff Lenny.
Right. Yeah.
Ease him
I
in.
don't think you. Yeah.
Whoa,
I think you actually.
Dude. Rachaad White, 22 for 105 against Seattle in Week 10. The bye Week 11, Week 12, 14 for 64. He's nothing to sneeze at.
No. Yeah.
Okay.
So Rachaad White could very well have a good game. I don't know about the over/under on this yet. The structure's really not out there. I don't think New Orleans can score. So, I mean, they'll get something, but I think Tampa Bay absolutely just runs the table here. And unless the lines come out and it's like 99% on Tampa Bay or above 87% on Tampa Bay on the money line, I can't I can't see it going any other way. But obviously, if it comes out and Tampa Bay is like, all the bets are on Tampa Bay, well, then obviously something's going to happen, and everything that we're talking about right now is just nullified. Just void it. Okay. But if it's like a 57-43 or a 60-40 or even like a 72-38 Tampa Bay, you're good. Anything above like 87, we may need to look at the other route. So, but as it sits right now, I think Brady rights the ship, so you got to put him in there. You have Mike Evans, and you have Chris Olave, and then also because, and again, I don't like New Orleans here. I think you would actually have to do a Tampa Bay defense. So, yep, I think you do Tampa Bay defense. Remember, New Orleans, Andy Dalton threw those picks to Arizona on that Thursday night, and just absolutely just did horrendous. So I think that you have to pick up. I think you have to pick up a Tampa Bay defense here and put him in there. So you have defense to cover against issues with New Orleans. You have Brady and Evans because their connection is real, and then you have Olave for the New Orleans guy. That's the way I'm going to go.
All right. I like I wholeheartedly agree with the Tampa Bay defense call.
Yeah.
Um I'll take Kamara for my Saint.
Okay.
Let me check his health real quick cuz he had a horrible week. He's been trending down. He's had 4 horrible weeks in a row. Which normally means stay away, but I feel like Kamara in a primetime game. Can we stat muse this? Alvin
Injuries undisclosed.
Kamara against Tampa Bay. Oh, yep. Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with that.
Okay. All right. So Kamara in there.
He scores. Yeah, he's got like 10 touchdowns in the last 10 games. 10 touchdowns in the last 10 games. And
So
it's like a
basically, he scores a
mix.
touchdown every game. On
Seven.
average.
No, well, he's had some goose eggs, but he's had multi. The thing is, he's got 7 rushing and 3 receiving.
Yeah.
So he's liable. I mean, to do 9-9-2018, 29 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. He had 8 carries for 29 yards and 2 touchdowns, and then he had 9 receptions on 12 targets, 112 yards, and another receiving touchdown. So he actually went for 3. I mean, yeah, he does some work, and you don't know where it's going to be running or passing. He's a dangerous dude. He's had like 4 bad weeks. He's going into a primetime game. I feel like it's Alvin Kamara hadn't had as many times to shine this year as he usually does, and I think this is just going to be one of those times. So I like Kamara for my Saint. I like the defense. Take who you will. Vita Vea's out there.
I'm going to change my Evans. I'm going to change Evans. Lattimore looks like he really does have his number.
I like Cade Otton.
I'll go Chris Godwin here.
Oh, give it to God.
Mm-hmm.
I like Cade Otton and Rashad White.
All right.
Ooh, goose egg.
Yeah, Julio Jones played a lot against the Saints. A lot.
Oh yeah. Oh, could we have another one? Julio came out to play in Germany. We had a Julio sighting. He's gonna be like
Yeah,
Sasquatch at this point. He's like Bigfoot. You got like a blurry photo of him making a touchdown in Germany.
I know. I know.
He was never seen
Uh,
again.
yeah, I think I got to go Chris Godwin here. Yeah. So we'll go Godwin instead of Evans because
I tell you
Lattimore
what,
apparently does really eat him up.
Godwin is running away. Oh, you know what? You're right. Is running away with the
Mhm.
targets last four
Yeah,
weeks too. Running
yeah.
away like it's not close.
I'll take Godwin. I'll take Godwin
He's
versus
over double anyone else. Yeah. So um, I'm gonna go crazy. A crazy tight end play with Cade Otton.
hmm
Yeah. So I'll do. Hmm. You know what? Weirdly, I'm gonna do Kamara in the captain.
Okay.
As dismal as I think the Saints are gonna look, I'll do Kamara in the captain, and then I will do Rashad White, Cade Otton, Bucks D.
Like it. And I've got Godwin, Bucks D, Olave, and Brady.
And you know what? I may, because I'm kind of a sucker for primetime games. I might take Cade Otton out for Julio because Julio's a
Sure.
household name, and it's like
Yep.
Monday night, you know.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
people that are like the casual football watchers that are like, oh, Julio Jones, oh, he's on the Bucks now, you know, and
Right.
it's Monday night, you know, the families gather around the TV, and oh,
Yep.
Julio, there he is, he's down in Tampa, interesting, and it's time to shine. So we could have a Julio, Alvin Kamara. We could just have a household name game on our hands, and then obviously the Bucks D is going to do their thing, and then
Yep.
Rashad White. I mean, Tom Brady loves to hit a guy in the flat, so there you go.
I like it. I like it. All right. So we've got. So I've got Godwin, Olave, Brady, Bucks D, Tom Kamara, and the captain, Julio Jones, Rashad White, Bucks D. There we go.
Yeah, we're
All
gonna have
right.
some defenses on primetime games this week. So Dallas is gonna do their
Absolutely.
thing on Sunday night, and Tampa D is gonna do their thing. And the Tampa D, you might be thinking, has been a little lackluster this year. Well, a couple weeks ago, I don't know how many of y'all were paying attention, but Tom Brady snapped his fingers and said we're suddenly going to start, winning a lot of our games. So they had a little wrinkle to iron out against Cleveland last week, but I think
They're gonna
they're
do
going to
it.
be not taking any prisoners. Honestly, they don't need to look that great yet because I'm pretty sure they're still at the top of their division.
Yeah. And the
They're
whole
in the
thing about
dismal.
Brady, the whole thing is all he has to do is just limp into the playoffs, and then all of a sudden they just crush. you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Yeah, Gronk
And that's the
comes
whole
out of
thing. Like
nowhere.
you get hot at the right time. You don't need to be hot during the season. You can just get enough just to get into the playoffs, and then just heat right up and just burn off. Like that's what happens. Um, so I mean, I like that, but obviously they do have to win games to be able to make it. I think they're 6-5 right now. That's so they got to get some W's
Hey man,
to be able
you
to
don't have
float
to
through.
be fast to outrun the bear. You just have to be faster than the three slower guys, right?
That's
And
right.
the NFC
That's right.
South is Tom Brady running like an accountant away from a
hmm
bear, but he shot the other three guys in the knee. So
That's it. There you go. So, guys, little of course, obviously we went a little bit longer than normal. We talked about a
so
lot of
much
different
longer.
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about a lot of different things in this podcast. And, obviously, I don't think we talked about Stat Muse last time. So there's that. Obviously, Action Network and, RotoWire. We use all those resources. All they do is help, and really to kind of put it together to help you set your lineups. I know I say it all the time. It's entertainment purposes only. We love what we do here, and we love that you listen to us, and any feedback you can give us, we're all for it. Let's see. So week 13, week 12 was very public. Week 13 likely not going to be as public. Might be very plus heavy underdogs. So I don't know right off the top yet. I will tell you, just if I looked at it, I'll give you my final thoughts on these games. So up front, looking at the levels, taking my information of how I see it happening, I see the Patriots over the Bills in an over high scoring game. Don't let the win bother you. Titans, Eagles. Looking at these levels, man, I think I don't know. I don't know about this one. I don't want to give everything here because I don't know. Eagles could absolutely sweep the floor with them, but at the same time, Titans could be Derrick Henry's show. So because we can't, or the Eagles can't stop the run. I'm an Eagles fan, so to be completely clear and transparent, but we can't stop the run, and who knows? Packers Bears. That's going to be a really good game. They're calling under. I haven't looked at the weather, but here's the deal. Like, if Aaron Rodgers is playing, and honestly, you know what? Doesn't even
Justin
matter.
Fields.
Yeah, Justin Fields and Jordan Love. Doesn't even matter. Jordan Love surprised me last week.
That'd be interesting. Boy, he was slinging
That
it.
would be interesting. Absolutely. So this game could absolutely just be a barn burner and go way over. It's 96% on the under just because it's Packers versus Bears. That doesn't mean anything. Clearly, the Bears are different than what they've ever been, as long as they have
These
Justin
ain't your
Fields.
grandma's Bears.
And absolutely, and the Packers now can score points. So I don't see where they're getting this under from. I'm going to say that this game is going to go over. I don't know who's going to win it. I don't. Because both teams are not like they normally are. So Jaguars, Lions, there's not even a level for this over. This thing's going to go to the moon. Period. This is going to be a very high scoring game in a very fast field with very just.
Yeah, you're going to have a live over. You're going to have a live over of like 70 probably in the mid-second quarter.
I don't know who's going to win it. If you had to say, who's going to win it, who's going to do it, I will say this because I've seen it happen way too many times. Tom very well much knows. Lions win. Okay, so I'm not going to go against them here. Doesn't make sense to. I think they have a lot of weapons. Jaguars had a good win against Ravens last week. It's not going to stand up. Lions are going to win this game. Browns, Texans. Oh boy. Wow. In Houston. Wow. I like the over here. I know it's 79%, but I do like the over here because these teams, there's a lot of heat that's going to be with these teams on this day. So, you know what? I don't know about the over. Let me just take that away. Browns roll, no doubt. 100%. Browns roll this game. I know it's 85% on the -7. Doesn't matter. Call
it's
it
Nick
Browns.
Chubb and a bad
Browns
run defense.
Win. Yeah, absolutely. Like with the worst rushing defense in the league. You know what? Actually, I'm sure Philly's up there now. So we're pretty bad. We got some problems. All right, Jets, Vikings.
It's better to be bad when you're 9-1.
It is.
10-1. What is it?
Yes, sir.
What the hell's y'all's record
we got
now?
that double digit. Yeah. All right, Jets, Vikings. It's in Minnesota, so you got the dome. You got a good field. Apparently, Mike White is the future. So I could absolutely.
He's the next few weeks until the NFL figures him out. Maybe we'll see.
We'll find out. So I don't know who's going to win this game. I do like the over here, 41.5.
I like the Jets.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think the over is good in this game. Steelers Falcons.
Is that a 1
Um,
o'clock Jets Vikings?
it is. Yep, it sure
I've
is.
been loving the Jets since like week 5, so I'm blinded. Don't trust anything I say.
Steelers Falcons. 99% on the over. I mean, it makes
What?
sense. Right, it makes sense. But here's the deal:
I'm
Falcons
gonna say two
plus two and
words.
a half. They're
Marcus
thinking
Mariota.
Steelers by 2.5. So they're thinking Pickett and Pickens have found their way. Man, I don't know about this, man. I actually like Atlanta here. And the reason why is because Atlanta's still in the running to actually get to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
They're not no. No, I like Atlanta here. It's too skewed. Look at this. It's minus 105, 86% on the Steelers, 93% on the Steelers. I don't like any of that. I think Atlanta rolls here and they win convincingly. So they're the better team. And I'm not saying that just because Atlanta's out there listening. Just the levels and the structure. I think Atlanta's the better team right now, and I think that they make it happen. So
And Pittsburgh's
uh,
a young team coming off of a short week
yeah,
and a good win. They're probably feeling pretty good about themselves, maybe a little too good. They've had a little less time than usual to prepare. Um, yeah, there's a couple things that scream, and then the Falcons are they're a quietly, like, pretty good team.
correct. I agree with
They're
that.
very quiet, very quiet.
Yep, yep.
I mean, are their running backs healthy? If Al, I don't know how to say
Patterson.
his name, Tyler Algier, and hang on, Drake. Oh, you got Drake London's finally coming out of his shell. He could get another
Let me see how
touchdown.
Patterson's doing. Patterson got the
Zacchaeus is
record
starting to
last
get in
week.
a rhythm. Patterson.
Yeah, Patterson's fine. Yep,
Patterson's been quiet. He has no touchdowns in the last 3 weeks.
except the defense.
Kyle Pitts is on IR. Oh,
Yeah, he
how'd I
is.
miss that?
Yep.
Dang, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Broncos. Broncos. Ravens, guys.
Oh boy.
Ravens win. I think somehow the Broncos keep it close because the defense. I'm not touching this game.
Nope.
This could absolutely be a trap game. Broncos haven't really won.
Ever.
Ravens should win. This screams trap to me all day. I actually have to go with the Broncos here, and I think I just threw up in my stomach. But this looks like a trap game. It looks like a trap game. So I'll know once the levels come out a little bit more, but just upfront identifying it, Broncos get a road win. Their defense is the truth. Um, Ravens don't have great DBs. So maybe Sutton just goes off. Judy may come back. This screams trap to me all day. So if anything, if you had to say who's going to win the game, I'm gonna say Broncos are going to win it. And the plus 310, I'll take that. I'll take that value.
I wouldn't
So
mind a Dulcich sighting either.
sure, absolutely, absolutely. Commanders Giants. Let's see. So it's on the under 42. These teams absolutely hate each other. Obviously, they're in the division. They literally cannot stand one another. Washington's playing better, but Giants, they're. I don't know. I don't know
You'd have
how
to
this
stat
game
muse
plays
that
out.
one and get into it a little bit,
I'll
but
just say it's
not.
going to go over.
Yeah.
97-3. That's enough for me to just understand that even when it shakes out, I think this game's going to go over, depending on the weather. Actually, you know what? I don't care about the weather. I think the game's going to go over. So, I mean, you have, yeah, that game's going to go over. So, 40.5, 41 points, sure. Dolphins, 49ers. Um,
That screams, without looking at lines and stuff, it screams over to me, but what do you got?
No.
Oh, you know
49ers
what?
defense is the truth.
They just
They
shut
are
out
the
New Orleans.
truth.
Yeah, they just shut out New Orleans. Never mind.
Yeah, they are the truth, and it's in
San Francisco,
so
Santa Clara.
Santa Clara. Yep. So they're still there. They were in Santa Clara last week when they shut out the Saints 13-0. 49ers have one of the best defenses in the league. 49ers can run all over the place. 49ers can pass. I see the 49ers winning this convincingly, and I think it goes under. I think that Tua has a bad day. That defense is the truth. Period. I think Tua and the Dolphins just have a bad day. They're due for a letdown. Obviously,
Man,
the door opened back up for the other side for the Texans last week. Just overall, man, 49ers are a better team. Their defense is absolutely tremendous. Under 46, no problem. I like the under in this game. I like the Niners. Seahawks Rams could absolutely be out of nowhere fireworks. I don't even know why I'm saying that. You know what? I don't. You know what? I'm not touching this game. I'm not touching it. I don't know. They're division rivals. Seahawks should win it, but I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to say what I
you
think.
did call the over on Seahawks Raiders last
Yeah, I did. Oh my
week for
gosh.
what it was
Yeah.
worth, and God did that go over? What was it? 70?
Yeah.
Freaking ridiculous.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah. Raiders Chargers, going to be a great game. Couldn't tell you who wins it. Have no idea. My heart tells me Chargers. I don't know.
The
That's a
Chargers aren't healthy, but the Raiders, I don't know.
I don't know.
I tell you what.
That's dicey.
I tell you what I do know. Devontae is going to probably have a touchdown.
You realize that we have no buys, so we're back to where we have no buys again.
Nope.
Nobody's on a buy.
You're wrong.
It's fantastic.
There
Who's
are
on a
buys
bye?
next week.
Oh.
I don't know about this week, but there are some buys left in the season.
Oh, okay.
Because I've got.
I don't think anybody's on a buy this week.
The Saints and the Bears are on bye in week 14, and
Okay.
which means there's probably some other NFC South team and some other NFC North team on bye because they pair them up like that.
Let me look. Let's see.
Yeah, I was just doing that.
Oh, Arizona and Carolina. All right, excuse me, guys.
The teams nobody cares about.
Yeah, Arizona and Carolina. They're on buys this week. All right,
Yeah.
so Chiefs.
And week 14
Bengals.
is, oh God, guys, brace yourselves. Next week, Falcons, Packers, Colts, Saints, Commanders. I swear to God, the Bears are on there too. Week 14. Now it says Colts, Dolphins. What? What the heck is going on here?
They're just switching weeks, I guess. I don't know.
All right, dude. Don't Google NFL Week 14 buys because it's going to give you a bunch of random lists.
I got it right here. Atlanta, Chicago, Green Bay, Indianapolis, New Orleans, Washington.
I knew the Bears were in there. Okay, yeah. There we go. So Falcons, Bears, 6 teams on bye. We're back to week 9 or whenever the hell that happened again.
Yep.
So
and then from then on, no buys. So
yeah, week 14 is the last week of buys.
That's it. Chiefs, Bengals. Bengals roll. Well,
really?
Not roll. Bengals win. Bengals win. High scoring affair. Chiefs can't stop the pass. Whether it's Chase Higgins or Chase in Higgins and Boyd. Burrow goes absolutely nuts. It's in Cincinnati. They beat them in Kansas City. They're going to beat them here again in Cincinnati. And Chiefs are going to be like, so we get to the playoffs and we have this great record, but we can't beat the Bengals. You're absolutely right. Bengals are going to beat the Chiefs again. And guess what? Bengals are going to beat the Chiefs in the playoffs again. I said it. I'm calling it right now. It is what it is. They're the better team. You can't stop the pass. You're not going to win it. And
how much does that
Mixon,
hurt
when he's healthy.
How much does that hurt for Kansas City fans who have been waiting since, Joe Montana went to to play out his career out there, and they were hoping for a Super Bowl, and they got the Super Bowl with Mahomes, and they're like, this is our guy. He's the Tom Brady of he's gonna win all these Super Bowls, and it turns out Patrick Mahomes isn't Tom Brady.
No.
He's more likely the Peyton Manning. So he's going to
Yep.
put up stats on stats on stats, and then Joe Burrow's just going to slide past him in the playoffs and start stacking Lombardis.
Joe
So
Burrow is a winner. He's a
I
winner, man.
can't I can't say for sure that that's going to happen, but that's what I am seeing, and
Yeah.
that it
Yeah.
has been a trend. You had what Roger Staubach and Terry Bradshaw in the '70s, and then you had Joe Montana and who's the other? I was maybe Dan Marino. I thought Dan Marino was more of a '90s guy, but anyway, then you had
John Elway.
yeah, yeah, exactly, yeah, John Elway, right,
Mm-hmm.
and then John Elway finally got him some Super Bowls, and then you had um, what Aikman, Marino, or Steve Young. Steve
Steve
Young got some
Young,
Super
Brett
Bowls, and
Favre.
then it was.
Mm-hmm.
But the most recent one that I think of is Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, and Peyton
Absolutely.
Manning was like the guy who's like he is a superior quarterback. Look at the stats. Peyton Manning owned statistically from a passing yards, touchdowns, whatever standpoint, however you want to slice it, he owned Tom Brady. And Tom Brady has stuck around the league for 22 or 23 years now.
Something like
And
that. Yeah.
he's on longevity. He's breaking Manning's records because he's been there longer. Peyton Manning got a neck surgery. Anyway, I digress. But I feel like Mahomes is the stats guy, and Joe Cool is ripping him up in the playoffs. So
Yeah.
if you like the Bengals here, I see it. Okay, now yeah, Colts
Bengals and
Cowboys.
over. Yep. Colts Cowboys. Cowboys roll. No doubt. No question. Sorry, Colts fans. I got people that I know very well that are Colts fans, but in this particular case, it's not going to happen. So,
Bringing on the heartbreak.
Cowboys absolutely roll here. It's going to go under. Colts can't score. 10 points max for the Colts, maybe 13. And Cowboys probably get 27-28, something like that. So, um, Saints Buccaneers. I think the Buccaneers right the ship here. Saints, they're terrible this year. They don't have it, man. They're just
Out
not
of
there. I know
sync.
they beat the Raiders 24-0, whatever, a few weeks ago, but that literally means absolutely nothing. The Buccaneers are a better team. The Buccaneers are coming off of a bad loss to the Browns. They're hungry to win. They're hungry to make the playoffs. We already said Atlanta's going to win. Buccaneers basically have to win. That's what's going to happen here. So Buccaneers beat the Saints. Don't know if it's going to go over or under. Honestly, I think it's going to go under because the Saints can't score, in my opinion. So Saints may score like 14 points. Buccaneers are probably going to score like 26 or 27 or 24, like something like that. So I don't think it's going to be close. Buccaneers are going to roll by at least 2 scores. And that's, of course, this is Wednesday night at, or actually Thursday morning now at 12:17 in the morning Eastern. So things can change between there. But from everything that we're given, if you were to say, hey, what is it going to be right now? That's the way we see it. So,
Tampa Bay is not great against the running back. They are. Oh, sorry. No, they are. They give up the fourth fewest to the running back, and they give up the eighth most to the tight end. So that tells me that I don't know what running backs they've played against and who's been injured and what you really gotta read into the stats behind the stats at that point. But Alvin Kamara is a different animal. He usually eats, as we said against. Yeah. So anyway, long story short, I think those 2 touchdowns are going to be maybe one by Alvin Kamara, one by Jawan Johnson. He had a nice little touchdown streak going before he broke it with a goose egg against the 49ers last week.
very good. So, there we go, guys. You got a lot more than just rainmakers.
Yeah, we did not mean to go an hour and 50 minutes, but it happened. We're
Yeah.
gonna try not to do it again. We're gonna try to condense this thing, but here it is, and take. I'll do some timestamps. So you guys can click or skip to the parts you care about, and just make your lives a little bit easier, and maybe a little more profitable. I personally would never dream of gambling, but if you do, that's your business. So
All right. Well, guys, we appreciate all of you. Hope that you have a great, profitable, successful week with your rainmakers. Profitable, successful week with sports in general, and just overall, just have a great week, and we'll talk to you next week for week 14. Y'all have a good one.